Hello, everyone. Hello. We are here tonight one more time at the iSurvived 2021 Clergy Edition event. I am so excited to have you here joining us today. I would that you would just do me a favor and share this because this is going to be so amazing. Tonight we have an awesome guest, and we are just going to talk to you, pastors, leaders, clergymen, clergy women. We want you all to join into this conversation because tonight we're going to talk about something that's very essential to life. And so right now, I want you to go ahead and share this particular broadcast. Share this broadcast and invite somebody with you to come right along because we're getting ready to have an awesome time. We've got an awesome conversation lined up for you today, and I hope today has served you well. Hope this Sunday has been a SONDAY thus far. And as you are liking, as you are sharing, as you are getting those people to come in, I want to invite you one more time to Working the Dash with TK. We are doing what we know we can do in order to uplift each and every one of you. So we're going to be chatting tonight about something very essential to life. So again, get those that you can in. Go ahead, like, share, and love. And we are going to start this conversation. We do know that on Sundays we compete with a lot, but that's all right. It does not stop us from being here, doing what we know that we can do to help the community. We're uplifting the community today. And today, as I have stated, I have some wonderful guests with me, and I am going to welcome at this time, without further delay, I want to welcome none other than the Triple M Agency. They are here, and from the Triple M Agency, tonight we welcome none other than that Sable Ote, who is the Executive Marketing Director and the broker of Triple M Agency. And we're also going to be joined tonight by Manisha Weems, who is an independent agent of Triple M Agency. Now, I know you all out there, you're trying to figure this thing out. Now, what in the world, in Clergy Appreciation Month and in the month that we are celebrating the iSurvived movement of breast cancer awareness and domestic violence awareness, where in the world does Triple M come in? Well, let me tell you, we are people helping people. We're helping each other do what we do. And tonight, we're going to be talking about the importance of life insurance. Now, I know that most of the time when we start talking about life insurance, everybody's like, oh my goodness, what a morbid subject. I don't want to talk about death right now. But may I please share with you that life insurance and getting your affairs in order and financial annuities and things of that nature, it really is a major it's a major help when you know how to utilize the services and the products correctly. And I want to make sure that we have stable information. Now, stable, I did not use the word stable in exchange for sable. I said we want stable information. She's going to be coming to you. Yes, that Sable is going to be coming to give us stable information about life insurance and the importance of what it is for us, as well as other financial products that can help us right now while we are alive. So we're not getting ready to talk about death. We're talking about life, okay? That is what life insurance is. We're talking about life, and I want you to invite someone to this. So tell us where you're coming in from. As you're coming in, I'm getting ready to ask you one more time to like, share, and love. And you all know me in my normal custom. When you get an opportunity, please go over and like my Facebook page, Lady TK Carter. I'm sorry, my YouTube page, Lady TK Carter, as well as join the private Working the Dash Facebook group. And I will make sure that you are approved and there. It's a private group, and we offer all types of information, resources, something that we're doing right now today. So all the way from the Triple M Agency, I want to throw this over now to Sable Ote, who again is broker and executive marketing director. And Manisha is on her way to being a broker and executive marketing director as well. But tonight, Sable, I want to kick this conversation off with just you giving an overview of why it is so important that we as a community of individuals, as those that are in church, and most of us, listen, church people, we do not want to go into this with the mindset that it's the church's responsibility to take care of us during the time that we need them the most. We need them there for support. But it's a very serious conversation that we're going to have. It is not the church's responsibility to bury loved ones and things of that nature. And I know your grandma bought a pew. I know your great grandfather put a rock up. I know that your name is on several bricks out there. But we want to talk about the importance of life insurance in the church community so that we are all aware in this clergy edition of iSurvived why this is so important. So Sable and Manisha, welcome to the show. And Sable, please kick us off with that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the introductions. Just so happy to actually be here on the call with you guys today, and super excited to share some information with you guys regarding life insurance. And a lot of us don't really like to talk about it. We put a little, a little butterfly to it, a little twist to it, a little energy to it, just to share with you guys the differences in the different things that life insurance actually has to offer versus what we've actually learned growing up, right? And so with that being said, everything goes tied into my story, of course. And I actually met Miss Manisha. Miss Manisha is an up-and-coming broker, so I'm super excited to be on the call with her as well. She's doing a phenomenal job as we are. Our firm is training and coaching her to be one of the next up-and-coming brokers. So awesome job, Manisha. Great job. Woo! And so I do want to start out by telling you guys there are a couple types of insurance. And I actually did not have any type of life insurance at all, because when I grew up, I was told that life insurance is basically, when you hear about it, typically Pookie passed away. He probably didn't have any. Now we got to go fund him, right? He owns somebody's shirt, socks, and we doing a fish fry, right? It's like the only time we hear about life insurance is like in a very negative light. But I'll tell you guys, when I actually got into this industry, my husband, he actually tricked me. No, just kidding. He didn't trick me. I got into the business with my husband, and I used to be a competitor. I used to bobsled for Team USA. And how I actually got into life insurance to start learning more about it is because a couple of things happened while I was actually bobsledding. Number one, my son's leg was broken. Had a double-legged cast from the chest all the way down to the ankle on one leg, the knee on the other. Okay, my son was temporarily disabled. And then 4 months later, my husband got into an 18-wheeler accident. Neck, back, and shoulder messed up towards rotator cuff. The difference or the similarities between both of my two family members, they both are still living. So what if the person don't die? Then what? Your life insurance is still good, right? So I'll tell you about that. So you got two types of life insurance. We got term insurance, and then we have permanent insurance. Term insurance is the insurance that lasts for a certain period of time, typically like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And just the fact, most people didn't like term insurance because they didn't know that they had it, and they didn't know that they had an insurance that actually would expire on them. But I'm going to tell you this, it's not a bad insurance, and I'm going to tell you why. When my husband got hit by that truck, guess who got stuck paying the mortgage? Me. I got behind on my mortgage over $7,000. Where was I going to get $7,000? I wasn't, right? And so with that being said, people get a term insurance because you can get a lot of insurance coverage for a little bit of money. But yeah, it'll last for a certain period of time. Yeah, it'll last for 30 years. How long did your mortgage last? 30 years, right? So I have a term insurance to cover the expenses of my home, the expenses of my business, and the expenses of my car in case something happens to me before I have done my share of taking care of our resources or our needs for our family, right? So if my husband would have had a policy in place, there's this thing attached to policies called a living benefit. Yeah, a living benefit in case you don't pass away. A benefit that my husband could have used if you have a critical injury, one which my husband and my son both had. Or if you have a chronic or terminal illness, guys, many of us know people that has cancer, heart attacks, stroke, lung disease, ALS. Nobody's praying for illnesses, right? Please give me a heart attack tomorrow. No, these things happen. And when it does happen, the life insurance company will give you up to 90% of how much life insurance coverage that you actually have. They'll give it to you in a check, tax-free. Called living benefit. My husband could have had that money. Instead, I was facing foreclosure. Thank God my husband actually got me into the industry, because that's how I was able to save the house. Because you talking about getting into it as a business perspective, that's a whole nother level. We're not taught to get into the financial industry growing up. So the first insurance is term insurance. That lasts for a certain amount of time. Is typically very, very inexpensive, right? The next one is permanent insurance. Permanent insurance lasts for a lifetime. typically up until age 100 or age 121, right? If you actually obtain the age 100, or if you hit age 100, what happens is you then become the beneficiary of your policy. Though in most cases, some policies will go ahead and pay you out however much it's worth if you don't pass away by age 100. But permanent insurance lasts for a lifetime. Now, there's an additional benefit to permanent insurance as well as having living benefits, right? And I do want to mention there are 4 types of life insurance. I don't want to overload y'all too much, but there's 4 types. There's burial, which is also final expense. There's whole life. There's universal life. And there's index universal life. Nobody teaches us about the last 2. Well, index universal and universal has cash value. That money can grow. The premium that you're putting into your policy, a portion of that money goes to a cash accumulation account. Well, that money can grow up to 12%. That money grows inside of your policy. And when the market crashes, guess what? You don't have any losses because the market resets every 7 to 10 years. We just had a market crash last year during the pandemic. And before that, crashed during the housing market time, in 2007, 2008, when the market crashed, right? So that money that's saved inside of your policy can be used as the way to actually pay you during retirement years. It's called ALERT, a life insurance retirement plan. We're not taught about that as well. It can pay until you pass away, okay? Or you can actually do like Walt Disney essentially did. This guy, Walt Disney, we all know him. I think all of us have seen Lion King, right? Aladdin, right? He took money out of his life insurance policy, bought land in Anaheim, California, and started Walt Disney. None of us know that, right? So you have all these fun facts about life insurance. You got some people that use their insurance policy as a bank, where they put money in and borrow against it, and they let the money that's still in there keep growing interest. So many different benefits of life insurance aside from death purposes only, right?
Wow. In about 3 minutes, I have learned so much, just certain things that I have not heard. And Sable, I'm going to ask you to please put those 4 life insurance. I want you to put those 4 categories of life insurance in the chat at some point today, because I really do. I really want to serve as an information hub, just a resource right now for this, because it is so important. Because, honestly, with some of the things you just talked about, I have not even heard of, and I've never known. And again, when we think of life insurance, we only relate it to death, and I didn't even think of it as even a savings account. Essentially a savings account where hey, Walt Disney buying land to create land, and look at the residual income that's built from that. So yeah, I'm going to circle back to you, Sable, but I do want to go down to this up and coming marketing director. She is, of course, she's hanging out outside, and just like young people do, and that's just awesome. And it's on a Sunday. It's a beautiful day, and she's here with us today. And I just want to throw it over to you, Manisha, and just I want to talk to you about your experience in this, and what you have learned, and how you are as an independent consultant and a representative in the Triple M agency, how you are intending to utilize all of this wonderful information to help others.
Thank you so much. And Sable, awesome job with the information in just such a little time. I've been in the industry a few months now, and I've learned so much from this woman. She, like she told you in her introduction, she's done so much in the world, competitive wise, and in this industry, we're very competitive. We go hard for the people, and with me in the industry and learning just a few months, I've learned the importance of life insurance. I've seen and heard stories where individuals were in the process of getting life insurance and they decided to wait. And we learned that speed is implementation, and speed is urgency in this industry. So we're on fire. We're educating the people about closing the generational wealth gap. We're educating them on the importance of life insurance and how to go about saving, because nobody teaches us this. I have 3 degrees, for an example. And with that being said, I do not remember any of this from 3 degrees. I got 2 masters and a bachelor's. No, ma'am. And with this industry, I've learned so much in just a few months. And I plan with the marketing director just to go wide and go deep, which is a part of our slogan with the company that we are with. And like I said, I love what I do. I love helping people. And with that being said, Sable is teaching me everything that she can. And I'm just looking to go forward, helping the people and going forward higher.
I really appreciate that, Manisha, and you are doing a wonderful job. The reason why we're actually on this call together is because you reached out to me and you were at least giving me the information about your products. Now, one thing about life insurance and the financial industry as a whole, it is very saturated. It's just like going to, it used to be at one point you went to the toothpaste aisle and there was Crest, there was Ultra Bright, and there was Colgate. And that was it. You had your three choices. Now you go and there are so many different people offering you the exact same promise of white teeth, and I still buy the $1 Ultra Bright box because I'm loyal, right? I'm loyal. So because I'm loyal to that, the market is saturated. And sometimes when you start hearing about, okay, here's another person selling life insurance, here's another person offering me a place to put my 401k. I'm not saying that you all are not the company to do it with. But if you just heard the introduction that you heard, you do understand that if you don't have life insurance, if you do not have a place to tap into placing annuities and throwing over your 401k, a lot of us don't even know we are at jobs. We don't even know to take advantage of our 401k plans because we're afraid of numbers. We're afraid of stocks. We're afraid of words such as annuity. It takes a lot of energy to think about that if you're not doing it all the time. So I don't want anyone out here to turn a deaf ear to what we're saying. I am telling you to please tune into it and share this information with somebody else. Even when we go back on the replays, share it with somebody else so that you are very well aware that there are products and services out here that's available to you. And even if you don't understand it, listen, one thing our community has to learn how to do is ask for help. You have to say, hey, I've never heard of, I'm going to go back to it, beneficial, help me out here, the beneficial living benefit. That
living benefits.
Yes, I've never heard of living benefits. We pay insurance on our cars. Hopefully, Saints, y'all not driving without insurance. We pay insurance on we pay insurance on our pets. I mean, we pay insurance. We have policies out there for a lot of different things, but one thing we neglect our lives. And I want to encourage you, if your family doesn't have it, I'm sure that they have products in place. Even for people who I know, there are several people that I know personally. They've taken out insurance policies for their family members because their family members don't have it. So again, this is not just about, oh, just in case you die, I want to have a couple of $100s over here in the bank. No, it is a benefit to having these products in hand, in place, and not lapsed. Can we just please say not lapsed? Can we just make a vow that we would just not let this stuff lapse over? Because listen, GoFundMe's are great. I do not knock any of the ways that we have to raise money for these they're sensitive times. I'm not knocking any of that. But can we just commit to stability, and can we commit to putting something in place that's actually going to have a return on the investment? I heard someone else say, oh, ROI these days is not just a return on investment. It's a return on the individual. It's a return on you as an individual. So don't be afraid to invest. So Sable, I'm going to throw it back over to you. And I want you to just kind of give those that are coming in just a little bit more information as to why it is so important, especially those of us in the African-American community, one, and then two, African-American community in the church. The church seems to be the one place that shies away from life insurance. Can you talk to us a little bit about that and your experience?
I want to say that, and I'm glad we brought this up because that's the passion of mine, to really give back and pour back into the Black community, because the way we learn and we're brought up when it pertains to life insurance, again, we only hear about just the sad part or the death part. That's the only time we really hear about it, but we don't hear about the living benefits part. We don't hear about the part where you can actually grow and invest money inside of your policy. Many jobs aren't really given a lot of options to actually help you with retirement nowadays. They're putting retirement in the regular employee's hand when you think about it, right? Many people don't have things set up for their children, for their future. There was a gentleman, he started saving money in his policy for his grandbaby when she was very, very young. And when she turned 21, she had $300,000 in her policy. We're not taught these different things. Well, we're just taught the bad stuff, right? Even if you even have a lot of the newer age where rappers and stuff. I don't know a lot of rap music, but I heard like T.I. talking about it, right? Like banking and stuff.
But we know you say, but we know you know a little bit about that rap.
I'm
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm more like the Katy Perry. I'm like the soft pop. No, dead serious. Like Manisha will tell you. But just listening the other night, my husband was listening to him, and I'm like, man, this dude is like not just about rap. He's kind of smart, right? So just hearing that, you were talking about having insurance on different things like your cell phone, your car. Why is it not mandatory to have insurance on you? But it's mandatory to have car insurance when you drive the car off the lot. It's mandatory to have homeowners insurance when you purchase a home. Think about that. Right? We are the biggest asset. Without us, we can't even have car insurance, right? You have to think about it. It's all about how we were brought up and how we were taught about these things. And you have to think about it, even just being in the industry. Why aren't we taught to get into these types of industries? Right? The things that are marketed to us, hair, nails. I love it. I love to have some pretty hair and nails. But, where's the wealth? Truly, where's the wealth in that? Where's the generational wealth? So you can build wealth not only in passing, right? Because I used to hear a lot of people say, I'm not leaving them anything, I'm dead. That's not a good way to think, right? Why would you not want to leave your children or your children's better off? I'm going to tell you, as I was listening to a motivational speaker, he was saying different names. It was like Welch's, that's a juice, right? Walgreens, Kroger, a Procter & Gamble. He said, those are all last names. He said, what do you want your last name to stand for? You can't pass it down. You can't make the greatness of your last name thinking like that. But we have to be taught those things, right? And speaking of, again, saving for tomorrow, as far as your future is concerned, we do help with retirement. So many people, I can't tell you how many calls I got. I literally just went live last year because so many people were losing money in their 401ks because the market crashed, right? Just left and right, left and right, left and right. So when she was talking about index annuities is like, it's like a personal pension plan where you can actually move the monies that you've been working for years and years and years over to that account, and that money will pay you until you pass away. You don't have to worry about having any losses ever again. We work with several different companies that you guys know of, like John Hancock, Mutual of Omaha, American National, National Life Group, these AIG, these companies have been around for years and years, and we work with over 20 different companies that we have that we can help our community. So again, just really changing your mindset, because guys, it took me to have a personal experience for me to say, oh, this is kind of important, because I kind of almost lost everything. Right?
Yeah, and will you repeat that personal experience and why that benefit that you were just the living benefit would have been so beneficial at that time? Can you tie both of those in together, the living benefit with the with what happened in that case?
Okay. So I was actually approaching the best time of my life. I was a USA bobsledder. I was on top of the world. And when I came back home during Super Bowl Sunday, my son had an accident where he had to suffer from a broken thigh bone. And he had to wear a double-legged cast from the chest all the way down to the ankle on one leg and the knee on the other. Right? 4 months later, my husband get hit by an 18-wheeler. I'm talking with the pastor. We're talking about fundraising so that I can go bobsled, blah, blah, blah. Boom, I get a call. What? So everything just started dwindling down because when my son got into his accident, my husband took a job and he took a pay cut. This stuff happens. This is normal stuff. This happens day to day. Then he go from taking a pay cut to having no money. So now I'm trying to figure out, and I was a teacher at the time, how am I going to save my house? Because I don't have anybody I can call to help me. And I didn't have any life insurance. Those could have easily been 2 GoFundMe cases, but God, right? So I then learned that, oh man, I'm in an industry where, boom, if I would have had this policy in place, this policy would have paid me just like it paid some of my colleagues when they had their strokes, when their moms were going through their chemotherapy. I didn't know anything about it. So if you have a critical injury like my husband had, including major burns and things like that, not like a baby broken toe, but like a major injury or illness, heart attack or stroke or cancer, lung disease, things that happen day to day in the Black community. How many times you hear people say they have a stroke or they know somebody's had a stroke or, suffering from severe diabetes or where they're losing limbs and things like that? It's common in our community. And it usually happens to who? The breadwinner. Our breadwinner was down. So it's like now, not only is this breadwinner trying to recover, but his his recovery time has just been prolonged. Because why? He's stressing because he can't heal, because he know that everybody was depending on him. Stress does not promote healing, right? So if I would have had that in place, the policy, I could have easily submitted my claim and utilized living benefits because both of my family members qualified for them, and I was not prepared. And you know what? They say that the real world teaches us a real lesson, because at that moment when I was about to lose my house, the U.S. bank lady told me, "I'm sorry, but you were not prepared," right? And slapped on that lawyer fee when they're about to take my house. And the one thing you don't want to do is lose the very thing that you worked so hard for. The only thing that I had to my name that I worked really hard for, I was about to lose it, right? And it was crazy because I was very, very, I didn't want to get into the industry. I was so closed-minded, and I didn't want to try anything different. But it took for that to happen, for me to almost lose everything, for me to say, let me try something new. I don't understand. We're crisis-driven. A lot of us in the community, we live by the crisis. We're going to wait and let it boil up. And then, oh yeah, let me go ahead and make a change. That was me. I'm talking about myself. I know I got some more people out there that's just like how I was. But it's very, very important. The living benefits, especially with the coronavirus, people are on ventilators. They were able to use their living benefits.
Wow. This is just such valuable information. And there was a question that was posed. What about seizures? Does it cover certain things like that?
So you just have to call the company. Seizures is also on the list. And what they'll do is they'll rate your injury or your illness. They'll rate it based on, of course, the doctor records and their mortality, their all their tables that they utilize to rate you. They'll rate your injury or your illness. And that's how they'll decide what percentage of your life insurance policy that you will get. And guess what? It's tax-free money, and you don't have to pay it back.
Sable, thank you so much for just giving us that information. It's an injection of information, and I know for those that are listening and those that will come back to listen, and those that you're sharing this with, it may not all make sense right now. I don't expect that it all would make sense. I don't expect that you would understand everything that she is talking about. But as we wrap this down, I will tell you this. There are people right here, either in the city of Memphis or, because this is a mobile product and I know that there's certain laws in certain areas that govern insurance and financial products. However, these are two people here that you can definitely, certainly reach out to. And Manisha, I want you to come back to us and just talk a little bit about how you are able to kind of help. If you're right here in the city, what can they do in the city of Memphis? I'm in the city of Memphis and you're in the city of Memphis. What are some things that you can do right now to help? Does it take a long time? Is it a long process? I know you're willing to talk to people. You're very friendly, very outgoing, and that's great. But just kind of give us some information as to how we can reach out to you.
So Triple M Agency, we do have a office in Cordova, Tennessee. That's 860 Willow Tree Circle, Suite 103. Again, our office is in Cordova, Tennessee. You can come to our office at any time. We're always there to service people. Individuals can look on the Triple M website. We are a legit company. We do have a website that you can get information from. You can contact myself or Sable via Facebook. We're always booking appointments. We're ready to run appointments. No, it does not take a long time. People think it's going to take a long time for an application. Definitely not. Maybe 30 or 45 minutes out of your time for sure. But we're willing to help you with any questions. You can inbox Sable or myself. That's Sable Ote, or myself, Manisha Weems. Or if you reach back out to TK can give you more information how to get in contact with us as well.
I really appreciate that, Manisha. Thank you so much. And Sable, as we wrap this up, I just want to make sure that everyone knows again how to contact you, and thank you for the information that you've given us. I don't call it information overload. I do call it new knowledge. I do call it that. And anytime something is new, it's going to seem a little bit overwhelming, but it's actually for our benefit. I am going to also be looking into, I'm ready to learn a little bit more about the living benefit and just understand, we as a community, we are very reactive. You did state that we're reactive. We always wait until something something happens. But let's not be driven by the crisis. Let's be driven by the information. Let's be driven by the information. If we have it, it's even spoken of in the Bible. The Bible answers everything. Once you know better, you do better. Once you find out that there is a more excellent way, you take the path of the excellent way and you allow that to drive you to the light. And so that I am so enlightened today. I've been enlightened, and I'm very, very happy to sit here amongst brilliant minds and to learn something today. It is true. You learn something new every single day. And today I have definitely learned something today. So I want to Sable, let you have last words, but I want Manisha to come back, give us last words, Manisha, and just encourage our community. Just encourage somebody. You're going to be doing this as a marketing director. We're putting it out there in the atmosphere, and I just absolutely love your drive and love your energy that's coming with all of this. And so I'm going to put you right now on the platform for you to just encourage someone who may have questions, or they may feel like, life insurance right now, it isn't for me. Girl, I know you've been talking to me. You've been calling my phone. And let me put a pin right there. Don't just have these people calling y'all now. Don't say, call me back, and y'all keep swiping them to the left. Answer the phone so that they can talk to you. You don't have to indulge the product at the time, but let them at least go ahead and give you some information. I mean, this is a craft. This is a skill. And it takes a lot to reach out to people. So listen, my friends out there, please answer the phone, and don't ignore Manisha when she calls you. She's trying to help you give some information to the community. So Manisha, give us some encouraging words. Give somebody a word of encouragement that's on the fence about life insurance. That may be saying, hey, I really don't know, but if I just heard one good thing about it, I think I can take your word for it. Come on, talk to us.
So if you're on the fence of trying to figure out if you want in life insurance or if you need life insurance, don't second guess yourself, because for one, it can be affordable. We do financial literacy worksheets with the clients to make sure it fits your budget. Because what we don't want to happen is what TK said. We don't want your policy to lapse, and we want you to be covered. Don't catch yourself riding dirty out here. And when I say riding dirty, guess what that means? That means you're riding dirty because you don't have life insurance. And when it's time to bury you, guess what? Your family needs a GoFundMe. And we don't want to do that when we can help you and protect you and your family at a young age, at a middle age. It doesn't really matter the age. My 7-year-old, she's 7 years old. She turned 7 years old last week. Have an insurance policy. It's important. You can't even drive out the car lot without car insurance today. It's needed. Young people, it doesn't matter the age. We can fit your budget. I have nieces that have policies. I have family members that have policies. It's needed, you guys. They don't teach us this. So when it's time to educate you all, don't, like TK said now, like the evangelist told y'all, don't dodge us. Just be real, saints. We here to help you. And Sable, if I don't know, I promise you, Sable Ote, this is my business partner and my sister. Oh, she gonna have the answer for me right along the way. So y'all, we're here to help you. I don't want to see y'all out here riding dirty. Help us, let us protect you and your family. We will call y'all. We'll come to your house and do a kitchen presentation. You can come to our office. We're here for you. We service the people. Sable, you got it.
I love it. We don't want y'all to be riding dirty out here. But yeah, I just want to thank you for inviting us.
Sable. Huh? Excuse me, Sable. TK, do you remember when Bishop Michael Hill preached a sermon on riding dirty at the AIM convention a few years ago? Do you remember that?
I absolutely do.
Sable, I just thought about that, and I had to let TK know. Do you remember that sermon, riding dirty? Like, it's real out here, y'all. Go ahead, Sable. I'm sorry about that.
Yes. Get y'all a ride. Get y'all some life insurance. But yeah, I'm just super excited. Again, I never thought I'd be in this industry, like encouraging so many people, educating so many people. I thought I'd be, having some gems around here, but God had other plans for me. And so I'm just really excited that I'm in the space that I'm in, that I'm able to pour into the community, share with them the benefits of insurance, not scare them into getting it, just showing them how we can add quality to their families' lives and generational wealth as well, and how they can actually build, grow, and groom generational wealth while they're living too. So just so many different benefits, and I'm just really excited about it. It's nothing to be sad, you know. One thing is for sure, we're gonna live, and another thing's for sure is we're gonna die. So, you know, nobody wants to talk about it. I know I don't like to talk about it. I'm afraid of heights, even though I did a crazy sport where you have to go way high. So it's just like, you know, you just get something that you just get more comfortable with talking about. And so I think that's very, very important. Again, you can find Manisha and I both on Facebook. We don't have, you know, our name, Sugarboo 32. It's just our name, right? Stable on Tay, Manisha Weem. So we have that. We have a Facebook page as well. And of course, like she said, we're located in Cordova. I'm here at the office now on a Sunday because we have some people that work all week and their only free day is Sunday. So I came in after church, helped a couple of clients, and boom, we got to do a little bit of training here at 6 o'clock. So just here, we're here to help you guys. And our office is located at 860 Willow Tree Circle, and we're in Cordova, Tennessee. So you can you know, just meet us there. My number is 901-337-3966. I'm sure Manisha will post her number in the chat too. We'll both post it. We're also just educating more people. We're talking about bringing and building more wealth in the community. Manisha just put in the chat. We're actually have a licensure training and program that we're actually doing. We're sponsoring a few people to get their license. So it's going to take a community. It's going to take an army of us to educate. We can't educate everybody. It's going to take an army of us. All of us have to actually get out there, and we have to each one teach one. It's going to take a community of us to do that. So we are helping a few guys. We put out like a sponsorship. We will help a certain amount of people a month actually get their license so that we can all spread the knowledge. So once again, thank you so much, Ms. TK, for having us on the call. Super excited. Thank you so much for taking time out on this Sunday to have me and Manisha speak on the call. And I hope you guys learned a lot. You can reach out to us for more information.
Well, you heard it right here on Working the Dash. It's the live show, and we are in the iSurvived 2021 Clergy Edition. This is our second year going virtual, but 6 years hosting the iSurvived event. So I'm very excited about this. And the only thing that you have just learned is how people help people. This is what we do. And so we have people here that's willing to help us. We don't know everything. Guess what? I am good in what I am good in, and where I need help, I reach out for help. So I have no bone in my body that can help you with insurance. So you know what I do? I have to reach out to the community of those who can. But since I know the information is so needed, it is so valuable. And guess what? You have to pay sometimes to get the information, the little information that you received today. I know it was a lot, but I'm going to say the little information you received today usually costs you to receive that information. So I want you to understand how important and how wonderful it is that Sable and Manisha would take time out on a Sunday to come and share what they have shared with us and this platform. So without any further delay, I want to appreciate you once again, Sable, who is the broker and also marketing director, and Manisha, who is that upcoming independent agent right here with the Triple M agency in the city of Memphis, and their office located in Cordova, Tennessee. I am so grateful for your time today. Thank you for sharing those nuggets. If you want to reach out just to ask more questions, now y'all don't keep calling them all kinds of time in the night, asking them about Pookie and them and what you can do. That's going to start costing y'all, but y'all understand what I'm saying. But anyway, I want you to reach out, use them as a resource. This is the community. This is the tribe. This is why we do what we do. And you all know I absolutely love what I do. Thank you once again for joining us. This has been a wonderful segment. I am so appreciative to each and every one of you for joining, and for those that will come back and catch the replay. Thank you so much for joining the iSurvived 2021 event. This is the Clergy Edition. My friends, my name is TK. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful and exciting rest of your Sunday and a very blessed week.